So what's really crazy to me is that you're saying all of this. You've kind of been going down this journey for a while. This wasn't an overnight thing for you that you just decided to start posting about this 3 weeks ago when you got completely deplatformed off the internet. You had an opportunity to go to Romania and talk to the other internet's most wanted individual, Andrew Tate. Do you think that was kind of the shove off the cliff for why you started to get your accounts completely taken down versus somewhat censored?
Yeah, I personally think that's what it was. And YouTube will always have a justification. They said that the reason I was banned was because I had 3 strikes, and the third strike was me circumventing the ban by posting a short on my main channel saying, "Hey guys, I just got a second strike. I can't stream for 14 days. I'll see you soon. Goodbye." That was the title. Goodbye. That was the short. And I did that because I show speed, and I didn't want to talk about this at first because I didn't want to rat on him. But it's a very clear inconsistency with their rules because Speed did the exact same thing. He's the biggest streamer on the platform. He got a second strike and he said it. "I can't stream for a while. I'll see you guys soon." He posted after getting a second strike on his main channel. He posted that on his other channel. So I did the same exact thing. The difference is they terminated me off of that. They said I'm circumventing the ban, even though it was just me saying I got a strike. So there's very clear favoritism. And they were just trying to get me off the platform. When I was in Romania, I got 2 strikes. I got a cyberbullying strike from an old ass video, and I think I got another misinformation something. And it was right before doing the emergency meeting. No, it was right after doing Tate's emergency meeting. And one thing I talked about, which went viral, was that I was kicked off the emergency meeting. He eventually let me back on the show, right before. The guy's a rebel. He's like, come on. But he heard from an insider that, yo, you are under a big tech microscope right now. They're watching you. He said that before I got banned. So there must be some level of truth to that. And I think that seeing how fast I was growing, especially ending up on the emergency meeting, like somebody who I was reacting to so much, getting to that point, like the top of truth seeking, or like the final battle, ending up on that podcast was like, you know what? Maybe he's growing too fast. Maybe he is starting to learn too much. Maybe he's going to be spreading too much truth. He's learning. He must be learning something from Andrew Tate it's gonna make him a problem. Let's delete him. And it was like 8 days before they banned Andrew Tate. So the same shit happened to me. I don't think
it was like a week.
It was very calculated, and I think it's stupid to not think that they weren't all watching and just pulled the switch when they decided it was too much.
The label that I'm seeing on Andrew and you more than anything else, especially on TikTok, is that you guys are misogynists, that you hate women, which is very silly because if you did any actual research and didn't just Google people's names, you would realize that's the farthest thing from the truth. Why do you think people are calling you anti-woman or a misogynist, or that you hate femininity? Feminism, I should say. You like femininity.
We love femininity. We hate feminism. The reason that they will always attack, and I'm sure you probably got alt-right. I'm sure you got Nazi before.
Oh, I've been called everything. Nazi Barbie, anti-woman, always from men who call me that. And I thought no uterus, no opinion, but I guess the rules change all the time.
There's no consistency with it. So yeah, I predicted that right away. Andrew Tate, they called him a human trafficker. With me, they called me a misogynistic incel. And Kanye, they'll say he's crazy. Trump, they say alt-right. Me, I get alt-right too. I get crazy all the time too. They say I'm off my meds. So basically, whenever you're saying a level of truth, society lives in a world of lies. So instead of trying to listen to somebody that might change their entire worldview, instead of listening to the person who's trying to tell you that pretty much everything you believe in is a lie, they get triggered. The bots malfunction, and they will say all these words, all these labels to dismiss you as somebody who's telling the truth. So Andrew Tate being a human trafficker was a complete lie. None of that made any sense, but so much of the internet adamantly believes it. I was just in LA and I was doing a 1-minute podcast outside on Your Fellow Arabs channel, and I was talking to this cam girl, a girl who shows her titties for a living on a stream, and then something she brought up misogyny. She started talking about Andrew Tate. I'm like, why don't you like Andrew Tate? And she's walking away. She's like, because he's a human trafficker, and then walks away. Childish behavior. She has no follow-up. She knows it's bullshit, but she would rather not have a conversation about it. She would shut it out, telling her brain, I don't want to think about this. He's a human trafficker, walk away. Not know why, not know that there's no evidence backing it up. I stayed at his house. It's bullshit. I'm telling, anybody who still believes that, it's nonsense. The fact that you believe that is showing how much bullshit can run wild on the internet. It happens to everybody. It happened to Trump with the Russian misinformation, saying that he was colluding with Putin. Like, what are you talking about? But that's what they do. They will put lies on your name, and so quickly, because of how much censorship there is and how much they control the narrative, they can have a lie run wild. And if so many people believe it, it's almost like it's real. It's as if it's real.
Yeah, it's almost like the narrative is the truth. It doesn't matter what the truth is. The court of public opinion ultimately will always determine what the truth was about you, what your legacy is. You were telling me earlier today about a YouTube video from a big YouTuber about why you should be banned from YouTube. Can you tell us more about that?
So there's a lot of soy boy feminists who are so afraid of discussion, and that's why I shout out Destiny all the time, because he's the only leftist soy boy bot who's able to have a conversation, because he's one day I think he's going to become red pilled because he's too smart for that. But most of these people, they will make a video saying YouTube should ban Sneako, he should be deplatformed, and then they will also be too afraid to have a conversation with me. It's disgusting. It's just pussy behavior. They will make edited up like documentaries about me, but they can't even talk because they're afraid of a confrontation. Because the couple times I've got on a call with these soy boys, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Like, it goes viral. They look dumb. They're sitting here. They don't know what to say. They can't think fast enough. Their bullshit gets called out too quickly. So they would rather live in their nonsense, deplatform the person who's triggering me, and don't talk to me. I don't want to listen. It's literal childish behavior. They can't think with other people. This guy made a video saying YouTube should ban Sneako, dangly earring, soy boy glasses, painted fingernails, just a blueprint feminist who doesn't understand masculinity at all, who lives chronically online, doesn't know what the real world is like at all, in a sheltered little LA village or whatever the fuck, saying that YouTube should ban me. And if we ever got on a call, man, let alone real life, like if I ever looked that guy in the eyes, bro, he would shrivel up and fall. Like like, what are you gonna talk to me about? If we got on a call on Discord, like, what would you even say? And I don't want these people to take credit for the fact that I'm banned. It's much bigger than that. The Senate, the government played me. And I've heard from insiders that I'm under a microscope. It was all big tech that got me, except for my Instagram. You can still follow me at Sneako. But it was a decision from big tech. They all called each other. They said this guy is making strides that we cannot control, and we should just shut him out. And the fact that these soy boys are trying to take credit for it, it's just like, just go back to making your terrible videos.
Has that concerned you at all for the future of streaming and content creation? Obviously, you're not on your own channel right now. You don't even have a channel. But does that make you feel like you have to self-censor, that you're afraid to talk about certain subjects? Or are you even more motivated to just dive right in?
I am more motivated to dive right in, and I have a lot less restrictions. But I don't want to keep feeding people ammunition to not listen to what I'm saying. So I would rather be more empathetic now and try to explain points that people can understand. But you also have to realize the difference between me and you, Isabel, is that the people all watching you pretty much all agree with you. I reach a lot of people that disagree with me, and that's something that's very beneficial. I can communicate with bots, and I do that by making normie content and yelling about normal stuff that makes a lot of people dislike me. And so I got to realize everybody in this spiritual warfare needs to understand their role. So I can trigger the bots, and I know how to do that. I can make short form normie content, and my method is I'm going to make them think I'm crazy. And then when I sit down in an interview with you, everyone sees how calm, and like they see my disposition, and it gets and they get scared. Like, because, oh, look, he's not as crazy as we thought. He's not actually not off his meds. He's not bipolar. He's not just a misogynist incel. Look, I am talking to a woman. I'm not freaking out. I'm freaking out about feminists. So if I can show them, and in fact, everybody who thinks I'm a woman, you see the effect of this? Everybody who thinks I'm a misogynist, they see how I'm talking to you right now. They're like, oh, and they have no ammunition anymore. So it's kind of beneficial in a way that I could take all the bullets, let them call me misogynist, incel, problematic, toxic, insecure. Let them do that, and then sit down once in a while and have a rational conversation. And then that will make all the bots have to rethink what they were told. Oh, look, he's not as misogynistic as I actually thought. So I want to do both. I want to keep yelling. I want to trigger people, but then also have smart dialogue and talk to the people that already support me. But I know the benefit in reaching all the people who are still brainwashed.
Do you see the bots changing their minds?
I have. My family was some of them. A lot of people from New York that I used to spend a lot of time with. And I can see them in my DMs. I can see them in my comment sections. And I know it. Like if I'm hitting strides like this and they have to ban me, I must be waking up a demographic that they weren't ready for. I want to see a 1 in the chat right now. Type a 1 if you were a bot, if you were a boosted bot who started to rethink when you started seeing my content. Or you just think I'm full of shit and you're watching for entertainment. But I want to see a 1 right now if you guys think that I changed your mind to some degree.